I'm Nick Seco from Home Right Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState with Tiny and Katie.
Welcome to Let's Talk TriState for this Friday, March 7th, and we're glad to have our good friend Dan DeDona from localnews1.org joining us once again. Dan, welcome to your weekend.
Good to hear. Good to be here.
Speaking of weekends, we have a big weekend coming up. We have some events going on, and as you do every week, we start off with 5 things to do in the community. Folks seem to love that. Lots of feedback with that, so we're going to make sure we keep doing that. You're doing a great job with that. Well, then we'll break into some headlines from the week.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, it's tragic if you miss all the good things to do over the course of a weekend.
There's so many.
Here's the top 5 that we've published in local news. The Washington County Arts Council in Hagerstown is going to be having an exhibition featuring Sarah Swasina's Glimpses of Light in the Everyday, alongside artwork by Bruce Etchison. That'll be on Friday. That'll be today. That'll be from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And there will be an opening reception between 5 and 7 p.m. at the main gallery, 34 South Potomac Street, Suite 100. Second item. I don't know if you've ever heard of Chatty Chameleons over in Greencastle, but they are sponsoring a kids' paint night with children who will receive instructions and all the materials that they need to make masterpieces. We're assured that they're going to be masterpieces.
My wife has mentioned the Chatty Chameleon before about potentially taking our daughter there because they get such great reviews.
They're an interesting place, and they're very good at what they do.
Oh, yeah.
Very good with kids. Registration is available at chattychameleon.com under events, and that'll be taking place also today between 5:30 and 6:30 at the 27 Center Square in Greencastle. Local artist Susie White will be providing guidance for the kids, and class tuition is set at $25. The Franklin County Builders Show will be taking place at Antrim Brethren in Christ Church at 24 Kaufman Road along 11 South in Chambersburg. That'll be on Saturday, March 8th, between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m.
And just so everyone knows, that is right across from Mrs. Gibble's restaurant in that area up on Route 11. So, most people don't even realize that that's Chambersburg. It's more so the Marion end of things, but absolutely. It was a wonderful event to have Builders Show if you're thinking, because I'm outside. I don't know about you, Dan, but with the couple days we had those teases where it's been that really nice sunny weather this week. And I'm ready to start mowing the lawn again, and I'm ready to finish off a couple projects out back. So I'm really looking forward to this.
I love to work with my hands and build things.
I do too. But if you're someone who's not inclined to do that, there are going to be so many professionals at the Franklin County Builders Show who will be happy to do those projects for you.
And the admission is free.
Yeah.
The Alexander Hamilton Memorial Free Library in Waynesboro is hosting a multifaceted event on Saturday between 10 a.m. and noon. One part of that is going to be the STEAM Express. It's going to offer engaging activities in their STEAM lab. That will be led by Julie Diaz, the director. And additionally, there will be some participants who can go out on a scavenger hunt, navigating downtown through stores and to uncover clues and claim free take-home prizes. And the third element of that is a story walk, which is going to be showcasing a special story written by Waynesboro kindergarten and first grade students. And it has art that is provided by Seth Holmes. Should be an interesting afternoon. And the last of the 5 is the Taste of Downtown event. That'll be transforming various locations in downtown Hagerstown into a culinary scene. That'll also be taking place on Saturday, March 8th, from 4 until 7. This year's focus is Little Bites, which offers an exclusive happy hour experience. But there are other businesses who are participating, and restaurants that will be participating are the Bailey Bagels and Brew, Bulls and Bears, Good Libations, Sofrito Puerto Rican cuisine, and pretzel and pizza creations, plus the Doghouse right there on the square. In addition, Wortman Photography is hosting a vendor marketplace at 59 North Potomac Street, and that will be complemented with live music. So those are the top 5. There's a couple of other things that are happening. Last week we mentioned that the Cemetery Club was being presented by the Potomac Playmakers at the Performing Arts Center in Hagerstown. That went all last weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we mentioned briefly that it's going to be running again this weekend. Same times, Friday night at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday both at 3 p.m. Tickets are $20. If you're an old guy, you get $5 off if you're 65 or over.
What if you're old at heart?
Old at heart.
That would be me.
Okay.
Think that works?
Give it a shot.
We'll go.
And you can purchase at the door or online. So that's, we promised last week that we would mention that again.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we're going to transition. Dan with localnews1.org is here with us. And by the way, if you're liking what you're hearing with Dan, you can also watch this. If you're hearing this on 92.1 The Goat, which we certainly hope that you are, you can also watch this on our YouTube page. Just go to 921thegoat.com, get all the information there and links every week to Dan's video with every interview also that we do throughout the week. And they live on in perpetuity all on that page. So you can go back and see everything that we've ever done when it comes to Let's Talk Tri-State. And Dan's been here from the beginning with us, and we certainly appreciate him being here. And as we do every day on the air, you'll hear news stories provided to us by localnews1.org. And every week on Friday, after the top 5, Dan gives us the top headlines that you may have missed from the past week. So, Dan, what do we have?
Well, there's been over 40 stories this past week. Fires have dominated the news. In Franklin County, there was a chicken barn fire on Thursday, and a second one was there was a Chambersburg home that burned last Sunday. There were 2 injured people in that, and 4 people were left homeless. There was a Waynesboro home last Saturday that started burning.
Yeah, that Waynesboro, I don't know when I've ever heard as many sirens.
Well, they all. The way it has to work is you can guarantee equipment when they make a call. Mm-hmm. So the drivers will get equipment there, but in order to be able to operate the equipment, you have to get a lot of people there. So in order to make sure they get a sufficient number of firefighters, mm-hmm. they will always ask for more units than the equipment that they actually need, mm-hmm. primarily so that they don't run short on people to operate them. Little known secret about firefighting. There was also a Hagerstown mountain fire out in near Burnside Bridge Road last Saturday, and Washington County later in the week issued a burn ban because conditions were so bad, and there were so many fires that were breaking out. I did check with some of the local municipalities, and at least on the Pennsylvania side, they're not experiencing the same kind of conditions.
Right.
So they're not doing that. Ash Wednesday.
Yes.
Big week for the Christian 40-day period of Lent. It always opens with Ash Wednesday and concludes with Palm Sunday, the weekend before Easter Sunday.
Lest we forget Shrove Tuesday.
Otherwise
known as Fat Tuesday. Come on. Did you have a donut this week, Dan?
I did. Actually, I had probably 7 or 8 of them.
Okay.
Well,
enough about this morning.
It's a week. I try to stay away from glazed donuts as much as I possibly can because it's a weakness.
Yeah.
So I always shy, except for that day.
I remember growing up, it was always Crumpy's Donuts.
Oh, they're delicious.
And I grew up 4 houses down on the alley, and it was wonderful. Right on Crumpy's Alley, that's where I grew up. And you would think, being there, everybody, when I tell everyone that, the first thing that they ask is, well, you must have eaten donuts all the time. But we really didn't. It's like when you talk to someone who lives at the beach. I never go on the beach.
Yeah.
It's right there. I never use it. But when people would come over, they would, Mom and Dad would give me a couple $. I'd run down there,
some Crumpies.
go get donuts, and bring it back.
Yeah. Next story, this is an interesting one. It's the Franklin County Good Wolf Treatment Program. This was started a number of years ago because the opioid epidemic was creating so many problems. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, the problem with any kind of drug addiction is once you've been identified as having that, then a lot of bad things start to trail after you,
sure.
Including finding it very difficult to find employment later on, even after you've gotten clean. Right. So the Good Wolf program was established completely out of Franklin County assets. It's a combination of police, the court system, people in the local health community. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they work with individuals, and they don't produce a lot of them.
Right.
But they work with individuals to try to get them so fully rehabilitated that they can go back to work and they can support their families and they can start patching up things that got messed up while they were under the influence. So
few more noble causes than that. This
is a great thing. There were the 39th, 40th, and 41st graduates are going to have a ceremony for them on the 13th of March at 5 p.m. at the Judicial Center down in Chambersburg. Also in Chambersburg, we're on a roll here. Peyton Timmons, who is a 911 operator, was honored for saving a Green Township woman on the 31st of December. He apparently did everything he was supposed to do, provided the instructions to her so that she would do the right things until the help that he had dispatched to help her actually arrived. And apparently she's doing just fine.
Well done, Peyton.
That's a great thing.
Yes, sir.
Williamsport had elections on the 4th of March. Mayor Green and Assistant Mayor Grove were both running unopposed, and they won. There were three people running for council positions. The two winners were Charles Brown and William Ball.
We have a great partnership with the town of Williamsport. So Mayor Bill Green is a great friend of ours, and
he comes in and talks a lot.
He does, and we love having him. Like we love having you at Bill's same way. We just love Bill.
It's good having folks, especially from municipalities, because there's an awful lot of municipalities that just really like to play their cards close to the vest. Mm-hmm. And even when they're doing great things, they don't want to talk about it. I don't know if they're shy or bashful or what.
If you can do it, tout it, why not?
Yeah. Washington Township. Several years ago, actually the township built Washington Township Boulevard with money that was available and with the road crews that they have. And it's Washington Township Boulevard has been very nice. It's a quick way to get around Waynesboro. Not that we're trying to avoid Waynesboro, but if you're trying to get to the other side of town, that's the way to go.
Absolutely.
Well, anyway, they're going to start. It was always planned that on the western end of Washington Township Boulevard, there would be a connection that would be made between 997 and Tomstown Road that comes down in Washington Township Boulevard. And that construction started this past week. PennDOT is going to put in 2 traffic circles that connect 997, Tomstown, and the Boulevard. And so that'll be straightened out. Folks in the area should be advised that PennDOT doesn't expect there to be a lot of traffic slowdowns, only occasional single lane flagged traffic and that sort of thing. But for the most part, traffic should be able to get through that area while all that construction is taking place pretty easily.
I can't wait, Dan, for the point we reach where it is completed and the boulevard comes down right around 84 Lumber at Route 16.
There has been talk about that.
I would love for that to be the case.
There's a lot of land and additional steps pieces that need to be put in place to make that happen, but that would be nice.
It would be nice, yeah.
Washington County has established an alert system. Actually, they had one, but I don't know that many people knew it, but now you can subscribe to a newer alert system that will advise you if there's any kind of an emergency for people, for flooding, for roads out, for what have you. And if you
traffic as well.
Traffic as well.
Yes.
And if you have this app on your phone and you subscribe, they'll send it directly to your phone so that you can be advised when there's problems like that. So all you have to do is sign up. It's free. Let's see. Hagerstown tax sales. This was an interesting one. Apparently a couple of years ago, the state of Maryland changed their laws to allow local municipalities to take a bigger hand in what they did with properties that had been identified for tax sales. Apparently in the past, they went straight to a tax sale and that was that. But they modified it so that towns like Hagerstown could take those properties and they could talk to local businesses, to local nonprofits, to basically even people in the neighborhood who were interested in developing the properties, so that they could kind of give a steer to what was going to happen to these properties that had otherwise been identified as blighted. So this is a good thing. There's more on that in the story on local news. Hagerstown Community College, speaking of business development, Hagerstown Community College has an incubator. That would be the David W. Fletcher Incubator and Labs. They've had this for a number of years.
Yes.
What they offer is office space, laboratories, virtual offices, and business development expertise. They've currently got 35 residents, and Maureen Kolb, who has been running the operation since 2024. So they are interested. If you're interested in developing businesses in the Hagerstown area, this is a great capability at Hagerstown Community College.
Years ago, I was able to be part of the live broadcast when they did the grand opening and unveiling of the Fletcher Incubator, and it was very impressive to walk through, and still to this day, I'm glad to hear that they're doing great things. I think that was 5 or 6 years ago, I believe, that I went and did that. But yeah, they're doing great things down there, and it's just willing to help grow those businesses and doing great things down in Hagerstown. But Dan, we are pretty much out of time here, so let's skip ahead and do your thought of the day. How about that? Thought of the week. Let's do that.
Well, let me squeeze in
one more. Okay.
One more. A fellow by the name of Ryan Smetzer. Mm-hmm. He hit all the bases. He got himself an appearance on Wheel of Fortune, which was recorded back in December, but it aired on the 24th of February. Mm-hmm. He got a lifelong opportunity to meet Ryan Seacrest, mm-hmm. who now Ryan Smetzer, talking about hitting all the bases. He lives in Hagerstown. He's a DJ in Chambersburg. He graduated from Shippensburg, and he has roots in Waynesboro.
There you go.
Talk about a guy, local guy, man. Yep. Local guy does well. Okay, we'll skip ahead here. The thought of the day. Some couples do not go to the gym because not all relationships work out.
I like that. Very good. That's Katie would love that. You know what? I was the wrong person to be here for that. We'll have to tag her in if you have those puns. You just give me a nudge and say we got one for Katie, and
we can splice her in, right?
Well, maybe we'll splice in a little bit of laughter. Maybe
we're in a window with her.
Yeah, I figured I'd give you a week off.
Okay.
Dan, thank you so much for joining us on Let's Talk Tri-State.
Good talking to you.
We'll talk to you again next week, as we do every Friday with Dan and localnews1.org. I invite you to join localnews1.org for a very small monthly subscription fee. You get access to these stories and so many more on an unlimited basis. The top 5 things delivered right to your email inbox every single week with localnews1.org. Thank you so much for joining us on Let's Talk Tri-State, all powered by the DRB Group, the right partner for your real estate development.
Let's Talk Tri-State.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.